Listen, I know what I said. No, I know what I said. I said I would review you. I'm sorry. I hate that I've gone back on my word, but something came up, and I just can't refuse this.
You should review Child of Light.
Okay. It's not that I don't like you. I never said that. But really, have you played Child of Light? The unique blend of fairy tale and turn-based RPG is enough to pique my interest, but just look at this beauty. Captivating graphics and whimsy is only the tip, my friend. Only the tip. The most noticeable thing about this game is right off the bat you are bombarded with poetry. The story starts with an Austrian duke who loses his daughter to a mysterious affliction. One morning she fails to wake up. Her skin is cold to the touch. That's sad. Looks like this game is over. Wait, she's alive? Well, watch on, dear viewers. And you, sit down and listen. This story's just getting started. Okay, well, without spoiling the plot, you play as Aurora, the previously believed to be dead princess. You have awakened in the lost land of Lumeria, which, for those of you who aren't faux history buffs, Lumeria is a long-forgotten continent, sort of like Atlantis. You set out to return to the normal realm to be with your father. Along your way, you meet many colorful characters who deal with very real problems, like cowardice, the fear of rejection, and depression. Did you guys see that? If I didn't talk to that clown, he was going to kill himself. That clown was going to kill himself. The game doesn't shy away from the serious subjects of the modern era, where kids grow up so fast. This colorful coming-of-age story hits all of the marks. It's not just about happy endings, it's about coming to terms with the endings you get. This sophisticated game really put me through a loop for what I thought I was getting into. While each character has a dark yet heartfelt story, the overarching story is about light versus dark, and it's eluded with some of the more serious boss fights. The villains, Crepusculum and Nox, are archaic words for twilight and night, respectively. And the main antagonist, Queen Umbra, well, Umbra is the darkest part of the shadow. As for Aurora, our main lady, her name comes from the Latin word for dawn. That is quite literally the end of darkness. Now, like most turn-based RPGs, each character has a speed that determines how fast they react in the battle. And once they input their battle command, there's a short waiting period before the command is carried out. If you are attacked in this time, you will be knocked out of the combat command and pushed further down this initiative bar. One of the allies Aurora teams up with is this KO Navi hybrid, a firefly called Igniculus. Unlike other playable characters, you control Igniculus in and out of combat like a cursor with the right control stick. There are certain plants that glow with a light that can give you small amounts of health and magic back if you move Igniculus over top of them. Outside of combat, he can be used to reach difficult to access treasure chests, but within combat is his true talent. Igniculus can be activated to glow. By glowing over one of your heroes, he heals them. But by glowing over one of the enemies, he slows their speed by half. This allows you to control the battlefield immensely, and with practice, you can prevent the enemies from ever landing a hit. Well, at least for some fights. The final mechanic that should be addressed is the oculi. Throughout Lumeria, you will discover colored gems called oculi. By equipping these gems to your characters, you give your characters small bonuses such as elemental damage or resistance, speed increases, and XP boosts. These boosts are small, but by combining 3 of the same colored oculi, you can create a more powerful version. By mixing colors, you can create different types of oculi. One problem I have with this is that some formulas cost 2 oculi, other formulas cost 3. It's pretty simple. Unfortunately,
once you select the first 2 gems, the cursor automatically goes up to the craft button. This means if you wanted to craft a gem that costs 3 oculi, well, you might accidentally hit the craft button and make the wrong gem.
That minor problem aside, the game does an excellent job at balancing the classic turn-based combat with an innovative twist without it feeling campy or heavy-handed. Maintaining equality between childish imagination and serious emotional trauma is not an easy feat, and it could so easily have suffered from an identity crisis, not knowing what kind of game it is. It's about loss, the loss of innocence, the loss of naivety, a loss of childhood. It's about a girl who learns how the world really is. You start the game a scared, selfish little girl who wants to go home to be with her father, but by the end of the game, you're a strong, independent, selfless young lady who would fight her worst fears to save her kingdom in Lemuria.
This game may have been out for 2 years already, but I can't recommend this game enough for people who love RPGs or at least a well-written reimagining of the hero's journey. Sure, the rhyming can come off a little unstructured at times, but it's never so far to the point of making it campy or feeling forced. Child of Light is a fantastic game. I advise you pick it up. Wait! I didn't tell you about the music yet. It's by the French-Canadian artist Coeur de Pirate, and her music pulls everything together. It's absolutely amazing. Her stunning sounds are somber yet uplifting, and if you don't play the game, at least treat yourself to her music.
Time stood still for a while. Your hand was holding mine. The stars that shined in your eyes, and don't let them go by.
You should review Undertale.
You son of a bitch.